robot dick. Look at it. Looks like a little tiny robot penis. It's just gonna suck.
You can't let people's insecurities define you.
No. But it was that first time when, like, I really,
nice. Come shot.
That's like my robot dick. Feel too white, they're not white enough to be here, or black enough other feelings.
My robot dick. Yeah.
I completely.
Throw the dick lights up.
I fucking felt that. I wasn't Puerto Rican,
Robot dick.
and I wasn't.
Oh my God, that is fucking delicious. Yo, what's up everybody? This is THChris. You are watching it now, live. This is what we do. My name is Chris Riggins, I'm your host, and if you guys don't know, let me tell you what we do here. This is a journal of a comedian out here trying to get by as he gets high. That's how we're gonna take it for right now. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna do interviews, we're gonna go to shows. You guys are gonna see my jokes. You guys are gonna hear about how much I hate the gentrification here in Oakland, California. And that's where we are. We're at Colonial Donuts, which is a staple for stoners in the whole Bay Area. If you want a good donut after you done smoked 5 or 6 months, bring your high ass down to Colonial Donuts on Lakeshore. We got the raised chocolate, because that's what we're talking about. Got the coffee, okay? And I'm just letting you know right now, if you're a vegan, you might not want to come here because there's a lot of dead animal products. We love it. Check us out. We got a good show for you today. We got my man Niko from Gentrifiers Media. We also got my man Fuegooo from the Green Door coming to talk to us about indica and sativa. And that's kind of what our theme is today. Indica versus sativa. Which one do you like? We'll figure it out. Right here on THChris, Lifted Comedy Network, Cannabis Infused Entertainment. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Chris Riggins, and today we've been talking about indica versus sativa, or just the differences and what's going on. So now we're going to show you some strains that we got. We have our cannabis sommelier, my man Fuegooo over here from the Green Door.
What's up, folks?
3 O's.
3 O's.
Look at 3 O's, baby.
That's right.
And what we have here is we have a plethora of different strains that represent, the gamut from the sativa to the indica. So tell us what we got here, Rob.
A smorgasbord of cannabis is what we got.
I love that word.
Some of the finest cannabis available at the Green Door in San Francisco, by the way. You can find all of these on that shelf when you have some time. Check out the menu. But let's start with the right, or the left, the sativa.
On the sativa, all right.
Is that a Durban Poison?
This is the Durban Poison, I believe. Yes, this is the Durban Poison right here, guys.
I don't know if you can zoom into the label at some point, but it is coming up as all the way sativa.
Yes.
If you look on that.
There's little dots that you should be able to see that basically kind of tell you what you're doing. And that's kind of what happens now. You can really find out what you're looking for.
Yep, and Durban Poison is what many people will consider a landrace sativa, which makes it a very old strain. By landrace, they mean that it was grown naturally in a region at one point before the humans got a hold of it and began to grow it indoors and commercially and whatnot.
So has naturally raised, kind of like afros on black people.
That's right.
Where it comes from.
And it's one of those rare sativas. By rare, I really mean rare, because sativas tend to be a plant that does not yield as much. So it's one that isn't grown too often, to be completely honest.
Okay. All right, so what we have over here next? What's we have this rolled up?
We have Gorilla Glue, which is a hybrid, actually. One of my favorites. It's got many different phenotypes that sometimes test sativa, sometimes test indica dominant, which is why it comes up as hybrid.
Mm-hmm. Now, Gorilla Glue's been around for a while. Why is this one number 4?
So the numbers at the end of the strain name normally indicate a phenotype. And a phenotype is just another way of saying a different variety of a strain. It's like characteristics. That's what goes into naming a strain. Sometimes you have something that came from the same seed, or 2 identical seeds that came from the same plant, but somehow end up growing differently.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, that's that power, huh?
Well,
let's talk about what's going on right now.
This has a strong, the smoke is a thick smoke. It's got a really good pull on it. I mean, what should I be tasting right now as far as this one goes?
Gorilla Glue has different strains in its lineage, but for sure you will hear chem, you will hear sour, chocolate Thai, if I'm not mistaken, all of which are sativas. So it's kind of crazy when the hybrid ends up leaning indica, but it's just one of those different strains that kind of is a rare exception, I guess, to the rule.
Yeah.
But you're tasting a lot of those sour and chem nodes right now.
Sour, yeah. It does definitely. It's ever hitting the side of my tongue a lot. So like, you know, tasting it, you know, like how can people taste it? What's a good way for the average smoker to, you know, if they want to taste these things? Because I know people smoking are like, all I taste is smoke. All I taste is the weed. So how do you train somebody to taste those things?
I think the best way to do it is to just experience different tastes. A lot of individuals, I feel like, that can't tell the difference in different cannabis tastes haven't been exposed to many different cannabis. They're more than likely someone who just buys it from their friendly neighborhood DD, you know, and it's the same thing over and over again, so they don't have that refined palate. It just comes with experience, you know. At some point you end up trying the same thing more than once and recognizing that it's something that you either liked or didn't like, and your mind makes that click to associate it with that taste, and that's how you remember things.
So over here we have what you've said is the indica.
Yeah, this is one of two indicas. This is like a hybrid indica. Okay. It's a kush of sorts, and by that I really mean of sorts, because OG Kush is one of those strains that's a landmark everywhere, especially in California. And
we were talking about that OG, you know, the name OG
that's
alone. Right. For people that don't know, OG stands for ocean grown. I just found that out this year. I thought it really meant original gangster, like, you know, this OG weed. But, you know.
If you wanted to mean that, you could do that.
I don't know. I feel more technical now. I feel like now that I'm learning about this, I have to respect the knowledge.
I want to say that OG originally meant ocean grown when the Kush was grown differently on this side of the world in California because of the Pacific coast and the the environment.
Okay, so nowadays it just can be someone can take a strand that was OG originally grown by the ocean, and then they could also move it anywhere, and then just because of that strand being from OG, if they hybrid it with another strain, they can still use the OG name. So that's probably how a lot of different things became OG at the same time. So let me ask you a question. We were talking about this real quick. Is there a way to look at the buds and tell if it's an indica or sativa? Yes, that power. That power, baby. That shit ain't no joke. That GG4, baby. I don't want number 2.
Woo. I normally don't smoke joints, but now when there's a crutch in it, they hit. Shout out to the paper plane smokers out there.
Whoop.
Okay, so it's not a clear-cut thing, but generally speaking, indica plants, the plant itself grows a little bit shorter and bushier. With that, the bud sometimes mimics those same attributes, and that's not all the time in the curing process. When plants dry out, sometimes they change. They look a little different. So this isn't always a thing, but generally speaking, denser, less leafy looking bud can be an indica versus more fluffier, leafier, wispier, if that makes sense.
Wispier. You got a vocabulary. Rob Fuego. Follow Rob Fuego on Instagram at Rob Fuego with the 3 O's, because this motherfucker got vocabulary.
That's right.
Wait, was it?
Wispy.
And
if you don't know what that means, it's kind of like when you can stare through the bud and still see the stem, but you know that that's supposed to be there. That's a sativa for sure.
Shoot.
No?
Oh, dope. All right, so what's this on the end?
Right here, it's probably my favorite out of the 3. Not that I don't hate any of these. I love them all the same, except this one a little more.
Kind of like my kids.
One of y'all's the favorite. We can't tell you.
Only one of you guys is getting my kidney. That's what I'm saying.
This right here is Decibel Gardens Couch Lock Cookies.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a name.
That's a name. Couch Lock Cookies.
So if you don't understand, if you pick that up and you don't read the name and you end up getting locked on your couch and you're like, what happened? It's your own fucking fault, because
shame on you.
It says it right there. It's couch lock. It's gonna lock you on the couch. Okay, so what is this? What is
So this is how we were explaining earlier, phenotypes. This is a variety of Girl Scout cookies brought to you by Decibel Gardens that they want to argue, or they have an argument for claiming is different than the Girl Scout cookies that everyone else knows, and so they put the name Couch Lock.
Couch Lock.
But it is, if I was to be honest,
And they got the
Girl
Burger
Scout
King
cookies.
dude
There may be
scratching his shit like, what's up, nigga?
He knows what's up. The king is here.
Got that couch lock, my nigga.
There could be something else in it, but it's a secret, you know, something else in the cross that makes it a little bit more special than other Girl Scouts, but that's for Decibel Gardens to tell.
Now, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he said that is what they call a designer weed. Now, explain to me what he meant by that. Was he hating, or was that like really what's going on here? Because we want y'all to know, you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong if you want to smoke designer weed. Absolutely nothing wrong. But, you know, what would prompt someone to call that a designer weed?
So I think, in my opinion, designer weed is a weed that looks a step above the rest. And I really want to put an emphasis on looks, because it's not always the case that because something looks better, it's going to work better.
Yeah.
Common misconception. Some people grow weed to make it look really pretty, and that's it.
That's kind of like you people out there that look really good on the outside, but on the inside you're dead.
Designer, y'all
Dead.
designer.
You're designer people. You have no purpose on this earth. Nobody likes you. But yo, for real, keep looking good, because your Instagram pictures really help us through the day. You know, the ass shots, you know, whatever you do. And, you know, for the guys that do that shit, respect due, you know what I mean? Man titties is hot to ladies. I mean, whatever. But, you know, you're just, you know, people are like weed, I guess, in a sense.
Okay, that's
You
fine.
know? So what is the taste on this one?
It's now that it's finally lit. It took a while. And that's another thing with cookies. It's so dense. It's an indica dominant strain. It's so dense. It's not at all like this fluffier weed, even though this is an indica OG. Like I said, it's special. But this one is dense. It smells really unique. When you put it in a joint, in my opinion, it doesn't always burn right.
So you say you need to put this in a blunt? This is blunt weed?
This is blunt weed, and I don't want to be that guy that says it. You know what I mean?
We're going to talk about that on another episode, but this is blunt weed, and I mean, honestly, I understand what you mean, because I've been smoking weed a long time. I mean, for me, blunts were always the thing that,
I don't want to ash in the jar.
That's such a beautiful jar. Blunts are what you smoked in the rain. Like, you know, like, that's why I figured New York cats always smoke blunts, because it's fucking terrible weather there. And they're like, yo, B, I don't want my blunt, I want my weed to blow away.
Facts. That's why we always wore the fitteds to the front.
That's right, you're from
Take your
Connecticut.
blunt.
You're from back that area way. Yeah,
CT.
I mean, let me see here. Let me test this one. There's a fruity, definitely a fruity element to this one. Like, I definitely can taste
You want to know what's so interesting about this situation right now? Arguably speaking, the Girl Scout cookies is a cross between OG Kush and Durban Poison. I'm pretty sure if you look up the genetics. Yeah, and this is coincidence.
Oh, we got some love triangle shit happening over here. Oh, weeds is
This and that makes that. Kinda, you know, not really, but arguably.
kind of like, you know, was it red and green make purple? Make
No.
blue. Is it blue?
Red and green? I have no clue. They make something.
No, was it? Well, you know what? We're not here to talk about primary colors. We're here to talk about weed. So we got our sativa here, which is the Durban Poison.
Facts.
We got our hybrid here, which is the Gorilla Glue number 4. We don't know what happened to 1 through 3, but obviously they didn't cut, you know.
They didn't make the cut.
They didn't make the cut. And then right here we have our indica dominant hybrid, because like if you notice, there's some dots here on the side and it's not all the way to the end. So this
Emerald
is
OG.
the Emerald OG, which is our indica dominant, and then of course we have our Couch Lock cookies, what we're puffing on right now.
Damn near
and we
indica.
get our producer Aldro hit that one.
Smacking.
It's smacking. It's really good. I mean, I understand what you're saying. It's one of those weeds for people that are not gonna be too picky about weed, but really just want to smoke some good weed, what they perceive good weed. So at the end of the day, we've discussed this thoroughly. You know, it's a personal preference whether you want indica or sativa, or a mix of the two, and then you can also get something that's mix of the two, but there more leans towards the sativa or leans more to the indica, and then you you can just get your designer weeds with the nice jars. Decibel Gardens, shout out to them. The Couch Lock cookies taste amazing. I think what people have to realize is with marijuana, just much like with any other thing that you enjoy in life, you have to find what fits and suits you.
Absolutely. Taking recommendations is a good starting point, but really getting to know what you ultimately like is the end goal, and that's huge.
Yeah, you can watch this show and we'll help you out. Send us some emails, send us some letters, say, hey, I want to know this, and then I guarantee send us
If you want to know if you're smoking some Bammer, I may not smoke it, but I will be able to tell you right away. If I can't, then
in this day and age, if you
try.
don't know if you're smoking Bammer, you need to stop smoking weed. It's like just done. All right, come on. Like I don't care. I mean, I understand if maybe you're in a shitty state with shitty weed, but here in California, I respect no Californian that doesn't even understand weed. I know people that don't smoke weed that understand weed.
Facts.
So
I'm still trying to bring some homies up, trying to get them to understand, and they're still smoking some of that state weed that you're talking about that shouldn't be available.
Well,
it's what you got. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, though. I get it. Shouts out to Connecticut.
Shouts out to Connecticut. Hey, Chris Riggins, Rob Fuegooo. We're doing a big Get Lifted. Come get lifted with us at the Green Door. Find all these strands online. What's the website again?
Check us out on at greendoorsf.com or get on the IG, the Green Door SF 415. The menu's available. All that good stuff is there and more. Come see me at the shop.
Yeah, come holler at Rob. We might be here too. Hanging out sometimes. Maybe one day I'll do a guest bud tender thing downstairs, and I'll sell weed to the people.
Yeah.
And I'll give them some advice on why they should smoke this weed or that weed. I'd be like, you're ugly, and you want to smoke this weed because it'll make you feel pretty.
We have something for you.
We have. Hey, y'all. Out. Smoke smart. Yo, telling y'all, that Emerald OG, that shit was fire, okay? I'm telling you, it's a indica dominant hybrid. Check that shit out at the Green Door. Check it out. Holla at my man Rob Fuegooo when you go there. He's a little dude, but he's Fuego, all right, with 3 O's. So thanks to him and thanks to the Green Door for the flower and the info. But yo, one thing that I really like? I love smoking some good weed and listen to some good music. I know everybody does. We have listened to music about weed. We have listened to music that influences us to do weed, to smoke weed. But check us out. I got a chance to talk to my man Niko on Javoti Media. Man, fire shit. His music is like weed for your ears. So check this out. Niko is.
Straight out that Brazil barrio. From Buenos Aires to Rosario. I've been in and out the box like Romario. She give me bossa out of Mendoza. Baby bossa, wanna be my esposa. She just wanna get closer. I just want closure.
Oh, it's time to fire it up. What's up?
Saved your life.
What's up, everybody? How y'all feeling? Chris Riggins here. And, this is the the very first podcast episode, whatever you want to call it, that we're doing here. And we don't really have a name for the show yet, guys. We don't have a shit name show. So
typical unprepared stoner shit.
What we're going to do is we're going to discuss that on whatever the fuck we're going to call this later. But right now, let me introduce to who we got in the house. We got right here, my man, all the way from Brasilia, by way of where's that other place your girl played? Florida. Yeah. My man, Niko is. Clap it up for him. If you're in your house, clap it up.
It's only right if you introduce me, I gotta introduce my brother.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, he brought a special guest
from Beertown. By way of Florida. Kallous.
Yeah. Hey, that's me.
That's my evil Gemini twin.
I'm great, man.
My evil Gemini twin. Both Geminis.
I'm zoned out. You said Beertown at first. I was confused.
Beard.
That's why I was confused. I was like,
everyone has a prop.
I wasn't sure who you were introducing.
Everyone here has a proper beard except for me. Everyone has a proper beard. Like your beard matches your hair. Your beard matches your fit. My beard matches a 13-year-old. So I'm like a little pissed off about that. But that's cool. That's cool. Today we are chilling here and we smoking on some good marijuana, courtesy of the Green Door in San Francisco. That's right. On Howard Street in San Francisco. If you want to smoke the finest in flowers, vapes,
edibles, whatever you want, they got it there. Check them out, thegreendoor.sf.com and all that. But we just chilling here. We talking, we smoking, we enjoying the vibe. Niko is in town here in Oakland doing a show with one of the greatest MCs ever to do it, our good friend Talib Kweli. Shout out to him. Javoti Media in the house. And that also means you have an album that you just released. Well, tell me about this album. Niko is Unico. Tell me about that. It was. I thought so.
It's an incredible album I recorded in Brazil.
Okay.
Over the course of, we recorded majority in Brazil.
Uh-huh.
I did my first album on Kweli's label, Brutus, and that was like my first like big record. We put out a vinyl, and I got to tour the world. That was amazing. And then the time came to make another record, and I said I want to record in Brazil. It's only right.
So you record the whole thing in Brazil?
75% of my, almost all of it of my parts, And
Yeah.
Then, we set up a studio in an Airbnb in São Paulo.
Sao Paulo?
Yeah, for 2 weeks. We just had a studio there, and it was incredible.
You guys were smoking good.
No.
Really?
We were smoking very bad.
Really? So the weed is...
No, the first one,
Brazil.
Yeah.
No, explain that, because a lot of people think that you go to tropical places like Jamaica, Brazil, they think the weed is fire.
The people that think that don't travel. They don't know what it is, to be spoiled in Americana, what I'm saying? Like, people are spoiled here,
There's no great weed anywhere.
Anywhere. Wait, so you're actually like a kind of a cannabis connoisseur, like
Sometimes.
Like you're a real pro at this. So what do you mean by that? What do you...
There's just not a lot of great weed. Like, there used to be better bud a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Before things were so heavily like regulated and becoming like corporate. I just feel like people were making better weed.
Okay, because I'm looking at the jars here, right?
Yeah.
So from the Green Door, we have the Durban Poison, we have some Gorilla Glue number 4.
Like, if these aren't grown by someone who's like over 40 or 50, you know what I mean? Like someone that's been in the game, like especially like an OG. Like, I don't want to smoke no OG by someone who's literally not an OG.
Well, the name alone, OG,
Yeah,
just kind of like... But
look, the weed that I smoke is on Antiques Roadshow.
it's old? It's old.
It's
I mean, how old? You get some old
I'm
weed.
sorry.
Old weed is bad.
Old
It has to
weed?
be grown by old people, but it can't be old weed. So, for instance, let's say
this is great
we were
weed,
just
though.
talking about this from Decibel Gardens, Couch Lock Cookies. We were talking about this.
I'm gonna roll that up.
Let's roll this up. You were saying something about it's designer.
Yeah.
What does that mean per se for the average
Like,
smoker who
that term
might find
amongst
that funny?
like some people who are a little more into weed or whatever would call designer weed that's like really, really pretty, smells really, really pretty, but it doesn't get you that high. It's almost like prop weed, like you'd smoke it on stage all day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, it's designer weed, like it's like...
So how can you tell that? I mean, for instance, if people,
Well, look, it already looks designer. It's in a nice jar. I want to buy my weed in a turkey bag.
I love the top.
I want my weed.
No, I want all my weed in 10
my
and
weed
20
needs to come
bags.
in a turkey bag.
20 bags.
I
By a
got
man
to
named
get it.
Mario
Yeah,
on the
I-
icy staircase.
I was talking about that with some friends. I was like, I kind of miss buying weed in like a rebellious state. Like, you buy weed and you're almost looking over your shoulder. Or remember that guy you try to buy like a little bit of weed and he always say, don't say that shit over the phone. The feds
Exactly.
tap my phone. Like, nigga, you got 10 people that buy weed from you. Calm down. Nobody's tapping your
It's
phone.
crazy because the most paranoid dealers I've ever had have been, small scale weed dealers in like Florida and shit. It's like, bro, don't say that over the phone. It's like, I'm really thinking, I'm like, bro, you sell like a half ounce
Dude,
every 2 weeks.
not
you know
even-
what I'm
All right,
saying?
so like Couch Lock is a strain from British Columbia. It's an indica
Okay.
dominant strain. So Couch Lock is going to be that mixed with cookies. I'm assuming it's going to be
Well, this one is 23.15% THC.
correct. Who did the testing on it? So
Well, let's
CS
see. How can we
Labs?
tell? See, that's the thing. That's the thing. A lot of people are buying weed now. They don't understand that this is actually, like there's nutritional in this.
Not only that, you don't know that that's completely accurate.
Yeah. So
It's
let's
not like
see.
it's been tested by 3
It was-
different companies.
it was
and failed
harvested
tested.
in-
This
in-
is still new technology.
It was harvested in August.
Thanks, man.
Packaged in November
Dust that
of last
knowledge off
year.
me. Those gems I dropped.
I mean, like, so how could you tell, looking at this, who was the person who tested it? For those out here who don't know. And this is good information because a lot of people just buying weed because of the pretty name. Or
We live in an age of transparency, man.
Usually it'll say tested by, or there's going to be some kind of license number or a lot number where you can look up the batch on it.
Okay, so on this one from the Emerald OG,
You might have to type it in online. You know what I mean?
Northern Emeralds, this one has batch ID. So that one kind of lets you know where it's coming from and who's tested it. And well, yeah. Wait a minute. Aldro's in the building. My producer and everything. He's. We cannot leave him out because we are smoking.
That's not Durban.
Here, Dro, hit that. Give it up for Dro. It's a lot of shit people don't know about weed. Like people just, the average weed smoker just wants to smoke. Like that's
with most of the new regulations now, if you're going to a shop that's crop compliant, and you're not going to like the weed man, so like you're going to like a store or legal store, whatever the fuck. They're gonna have basically like a harvest date, which is when the crop was harvested, and they're gonna have a packaging date, which was after it was dried, the day it was put in this jar.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So those are gonna be put on the seal, and then it's sent out. So this was packaged. Today is
January the 18th.
This was
2019.
packaged November 1st, 2018.
So it was almost.
So this has been sitting in a jar now. Not that it's a bad thing necessarily, but it's been sitting in a jar for over 2 months.
So is it like wine? Like when wine sits, it gets better. The older it is, the better it is.
No, it's not. I mean, like I think that this is where I could be wrong. Like maybe if you like vac seal it or like you do a jar and then hermetically seal the jar or something like that. But like and I have a fresh pack in there. Like that's what they're doing with a lot of the pop top jars now.
Yeah.
But like. At the end of the day, I mean, you want fresh weed.
Yeah, I mean, it's
kind
of like salad.
Like so it's not like you don't want fresh wine.
No, fresh wine is
like,
got
it's just got
like
feet.
fresh.
Yeah,
my homie
exactly.
Ray just made some joint.
Yeah.
My homie Ray just made a little bit of that, you know.
You know what I'm saying? We got some wine in the back.
We made some
Auntie stepped on it, you know. It's gonna be good. It's gonna have that funk in it.
I got a question. How does the weed man continue to stay in business?
Huh? Because none of his clients were ever going to the store anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, bars.
So is going to the store a business? Is that a benefit, going to the store?
I think it's both. I kind of go back and forth.
Like,
Like, my whole thing is this. Like, I've got a couple good cannabis clubs that are near my house. And I'm also cool with, you know, plugs and shit like that or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, it's really just like, you know, if you want exclusivity, there's some cannabis clubs that you can only get that strain there.
Yeah.
So like, you know, if the grower is licensed to only grow with the cannabis club and they're completely legal, unless someone's really backdooring and trapping out the door, I really shouldn't even be talking about that because that's like, it's not a thing. It's just like, you know, like, so like in transition from like legal to like illegal, like companies, obviously like
It's a lot to know. It's what he's saying is stop waiting for us to tell you everything. Listen to what he says. Get your ass on the Googles and figure this shit out yourself. It's out there. The information is out there. We're just discussing what we know about.
I'll put it like this: like you're gonna have to go to a couple shops to find a consistent shop. Well, because that's like the whole thing. It's like once you find a consistent shop,
yes,
then you're good. But like it takes a while to find a shop that like you're like, okay, they always have a really good OG there, or they really like they're never like I've never bought bud there that was bunk, or they've always carried quality shit. Their shit's always it's not, this shit wasn't harvested in June of 18. Like shit ain't sitting on the shelves for that long. You know what I mean? Like it's important to know that.
Yeah.
But me personally, like the herb that I showed you earlier, like that came right out of the turkey bag. That's before it goes into the jar. You know what I mean? Like it just got cured, it dried, they take it, they put it in bags, and then, you know, like I buy it like
and
that.
for y'all that don't know about the turkey bag is this. When you buying big amounts of weed before this whole boom, you used to go to a guy and he'd have it in turkey bags.
You still get it in there.
Yo, you still get a turkey bag. See, turkey bag.
No, even if you're a store, you still get it in a turkey bag.
Oh, excuse me. Smoke mix. The turkey bag. So because people don't understand.
That's a pound.
The turkey bag is
it's okay.
The bags that you use to cook the turkey. Well, I'm trying to tell people that don't know. The bags that you cook turkeys in for Thanksgiving.
Do you cook turkeys in those bags?
Yes, you do. Those are turkey bags.
Who?
That's why they're called turkey bags.
I thought you fried turkeys.
No, you cook turkey. You fry. I mean, you can't fry turkey. I love frying
turkey. You fry turkey in a bag?
I love frying turkey. Not in a bag. The plastic would melt all over it. It's like you can't really fry a bag. Like
Popeyes has fried turkey now, huh? Is it good?
Oh wow, that
Popeyes,
sounds amazing.
shout out.
Yeah,
Shout out to
there's
them.
a Popeyes that I pass every time I come home and leave LAX, and it's like one of those. I'll make an Uber driver go
Ooh, which
through
one is it? Is it the one on like
Hit it once.
Century or
It's
is
the
it
one on La Cienega.
La Cienega?
Yeah,
Oh,
La
yeah,
Cienega
yeah.
and fucking Jefferson or whatever.
Yeah.
The mash and gravy there.
Oh yeah.
It's the little pieces of hog in the gravy.
Yeah,
They got hog. I didn't know that. How old were you when you learned that? I was today years old.
I
That's
can
how
tell you,
old
my
I was.
homie J Biz don't fuck with Popeyes because of the level of hog that they use.
Why?
And their
Why would you
beans,
hate
their
them
red
for using
beans.
hog? Like
Because you don't fuck with pork. No pork on
Really?
pork, yeah.
Why? What's wrong with pork?
I mean,
A lot of things are wrong.
Yeah, a lot of- I mean,
we don't
a
want
lot-
to go in that conversation.
We
right
eat
A lot of things are
everything.
wrong with a lot
Everything
of
has
things.
something wrong with it.
all right, so
No.
so this is the cool thing that you guys don't have yet out here.
Okay.
That I'm pretty sure Colorado has currently, especially with like wax and concentrates, is it'll tell you all the pesticides that are in it.
Oh, they
And so
don't have it
like
here.
yeah,
You
so
would
like
think
so that's it's gonna-
eco-minded
it's
California
gonna
would have that.
That's designer weed. It should taste great.
It tastes so
Yeah,
great.
see, that's why you want to smoke it all the time, and it doesn't get you too high, so you can smoke it all the time. So the
Definitely
point of it.
see the
It
taste.
tastes great.
So designer weed, but it's not a bad thing if you like
It looks
designer
great.
weed.
It smells great. It tastes great, and you can smoke a whole
Yeah,
bunch.
look, this has
So taste
five.
great, less filling.
Yeah,
This has
basically,
like
it'll get you
23.
high. It won't get you
27.
stoned.
Hold on, damn.
That's crazy. This is
One
like
light to me.
this is
Yeah.
the least THC
PBR.
in this, and it's the best tasting.
But also
Well,
the terpene
started off
profile
with the
is a
No,
big
this one got
effect.
19. Right?
Like also the terpene profile is a big effect of how you get high. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So like the actual like
The terpene. So like we were talking like we kind of like when me and Dro were talking about putting this episode together, we were talking about the difference between indica and sativas.
the cookies are good.
And we were talking about this briefly, like the different
Rapper
phenotypes
weed.
and all this stuff. Explain that, because I think what happens is we have to understand, like, you know, for those that came from the different world, the past, where it was just weed. It
Okay.
was like two kinds. When I was growing up, it was two kinds of weed. It was
Yeah.
green weed and Bama, and that was it.
Me too.
And then as the green
I
weed
grew up in
evolved-
Florida, bro. What you mean? Like,
Yeah,
we didn't
exactly.
have names in our weed.
I went to the
No,
first
like,
cannabis
Yeah, we
club.
just had regs and fire.
Yeah.
That was it.
See,
Yeah.
when I went to the first, everybody had different names for it. Like some people called it Reggie and whatever. But when I went to the first cannabis club in San Francisco over downtown, they had several kinds of Bama weed. They had and they was called Mexican. That's what they called it. And it was all these different kinds of brown weeds.
Yeah.
And it was cheap as hell, but they had different grades. And they actually had a grade that was actually really good.
I grade.
I grade, yes. So advancing
I
from
grade.
that, now we...
I grade.
That's
what it is.
First
It's
time I tried
I
I grade, I was in
I
ninth
grade.
grade.
I was in
I
ninth
grade.
grade smoking I grade.
So now that we've advanced from that and we've gotten to the sativa and indica,
So I started growing my grade.
where's it going now? What's the next? Where's it heading?
Where's the next what exactly?
The next categorization, I should say, because it's got the indica and sativa. That was it. Now there's the hybrids and all that. So the
That's it.
how does it work with the phenotypes? Like,
Well, I mean, phenotype. So, the definition of the word phenotype, just so I like to be.
he looks it up. See, that's why.
It's the set of observable characteristics of an individual resulting from the interaction of its genotype with the environment.
Okay.
So different phenotypes are basically just different cuts and grows of different things. So like if you have a Gorilla Glue 4, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be
We have here.
like different phenotypes are gonna be like, you know, like different grows, different cuts, different cross strains, things like that. You know what I mean? I might be wrong. You can correct me in the comments because I'm not necessarily like a full-fledged grower in that department. I'm more of like a on the
Connoisseur.
the after end of growing. But yeah, phenotypes I would say is almost like if you know how like there's a French bulldog, how there's brindle ones and brown ones and black ones. I think those would be different phenotypes.
Okay,
And how they become that would be from a different interaction in the environment or cross straining.
Like breed it. Okay.
Exactly, just like
That's
breeding
where
dogs.
we're going. That's because this weed now
Bars.
is beautiful, baby. It's just beautiful. Like I
Look at
It's
this.
like a bulldog
Look
and
at
a
this
shih
right
tzu.
here. This is the Gorilla Glue 4 from
Bullshit.
Kind County Farms, and like the way I do, like I go on. What do you use any of the apps to like when you see a strain to make sure it's right? Because like I look on Leafly sometimes, and if I see a strain and I don't recognize it on Leafly, then I kind of feel like they're faking the funk. You know.
There's definitely
Oh, no,
strain.
you're
All
right,
right, so what's the exact answer question that you're asking?
The good question I'm asking is, I don't even know I'm high.
Like, I know you were asking, do I look up strains on
Yes,
Leafly?
like, do you look
I
up strains
definitely
on
use
Leafly?
for sure. But I more or less look up strains on Leafly to see like what their effects are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and what their crosses are. Like if I buy something and it's called like, you know, fucking like this or whatever, that was couch lock cookies, and I want to look it up on Leafly, and I'm like, okay, then like I'm a nerd with that shit where I'll look up everything about couch lock and all of its phenotypes and what were the crosses to get the couch lock, because everything just traces back to one indica and one sativa. You know what I mean? Like
everything traces back to racism in America now.
No, I was like, definitely. So, but at the end of the day, is like you want to look. I'm just like you said you're a big sativa smoker.
Yeah.
So like if I was buying a hybrid, right? I'm a big indica smoker. If I saw that it was like more of a sativa dominant hybrid, I'd be like, oh, I'm smooth on that. I'd rather get something more indica dominant. You know what I mean?
Indica.
Yeah, exactly.
In the cut.
Cut. I'd be smoking indica, bumping indica. My headphones be my little buds when I buzz.
Yes.
So Niko, tell me more about how you linked up with Kweli. How did that happen?
I was doing my thing in Orlando. He came to Orlando, some nightclub, and my man was throwing a party there, and saw his Kweli and took care of him, gave him some bottles, you know, hosted him.
He's so
and then,
easy.
and then at the end, slipped my mixtape at the end.
Okay, so
and said, we got some bread for you for a feature, you know.
What?
And then we paid him a bunch of money, did a feature, and then it's like for an independent fucking, you know, like no, like my shit was just starting, like I was cracking, like I had some features, I was doing my thing in Orlando, my shit was starting to bubble, you know. I had Chill Cosby out, that was my tape that really put me on.
Chill Cosby.
Yeah.
So you think about changing that name now? You wanna?
Well, I mean, I don't. That shit came out 2011.
It sounds kind of like that's probably what he called himself.
I was gonna say, to keep it
when he
real,
was raping bitches, he like, yeah.
Roofies are very
they
relaxing.
Call me Chill Cosby.
They're very
girl.
chill.
She was like, "Hey, Bill, thanks for inviting me back to your room." Nah, don't call me Bill.
I don't
call me
co-sign this
Chill.
conversation.
Chill Cosby.
I don't co-sign this conversation.
You co-signed the album, but
he's more Chill Smith than Chill Cosby.
I mean, listen, man.
Chill Smith.
It's a different world now.
You want to talk about something? Listen, man. You know, like right before, like, you know, I started traveling the world. Everything was just all about the chill. You know, like I was a chill. I was for Chill Recognized Chill. You know, I put out Chill Cosby. I put out Chill Nye. You know, that was
okay,
one
I see what
and
you're saying.
And then I was putting out Chill Clinton. That's a trilogy.
Chill Clinton.
And that's what kind of got my shit cracking.
That's
you know?
dope. No, actually,
what's Niko for?
Yeah,
The
Niko.
children.
Yeah,
actually, it's
Niko's
crazy.
for the children. Yeah. And it's survival of the chillest.
Survival of the
I'm in
chill.
Chilligan's Island.
I got a homie
Keep
named
going. Let's
Chill.
go on. You give me a chill.
I got a partner
No,
we call
it's a
Chill.
smoke game. Let's go.
We got a partner
Something
named
with chill.
Chill. Something with
License to chill.
chill.
You know. Chill
Chill
Jackson.
Chill them all.
Chill them all.
I live on Kilimanjaro, Mount Kilimanjaro.
Stay chill.
Let's go.
What do you say?
Chill out scratch.
Chill.
Like Ill Al Scratch?
Come on, man. What else you got?
I'm high.
Come on, man.
Come on, you gotta do one. We're not saying anything.
Okay, yeah, because you shot them all. You took all the ones I was gonna take. Damn, Niko. You take all my ones.
Oh, you don't even know how many I got, bro.
Chill Clark.
Who's that one EDM producer? Chillex?
Silent Chill. Cypress Chill.
There you go.
Take my brain cell.
Like you rehearsed that.
That was that one brain cell in your head. Like,
I'm still here, brother. I'm still here. We know words. Is that what you do to come up with your raps? You just word games around? That's fun.
That helps.
We should do
You know, I mean, that helps for life, man. That helps for, like, you know, talking to people. And I used to always do that. Like, we used to be going to high school parties and shit and get high. And I'm like, let's just, you know, and I was just freestyle all the time. So then I'm like, let's
you was
make
that
it
dude.
right. Yeah, I was that dude.
I was that dude at one point, too. I used to freestyle.
But that's why now I'm that dude.
But see, here's the thing. Honestly, that dude either became you or he became that dude older, and you're like, nah, bro, stop rapping to me at the club, bro. We like 40.
Yeah,
like,
it's like those memes that you see with Will Smith and the Predator, you know? It's like when your homie freestyles in your ear.
Oh, my God.
You know, like,
because you know this, it's not even that, it's like, it's different
Will
between you.
Smith.
Yeah.
You freestyle like that when you're so...
With the aliens. An alien, not the Predator. Alien.
Not the
Every
Predator, it was Alien.
Every alien's a
What
Predator.
movie? He was in...
Every alien's a
only alien movie Will Smith was in was Independence
That's what
Day.
Donald Trump be saying.
Independence
about
Day, right?
aliens, that they're all predators.
Yeah. I'm a Chiligo alien.
Chiligo Alien. That's actually a good dope album title right now.
It's me, bro. I got number dope album titles.
Chiligo Alien, and like you be like, they'll show you crossing the border from not chill to chill, and they be like, oh,
Very chill.
You're a chill legal alien. Nah, that's dope. Or you be trying to bring the chill to the not chill. I don't know. It seems very strange. But I like it. I like that.
Want
so
this?
Commit this.
Go ahead, man.
I hate too
He's got
hot.
that night juice.
He's smoking that designer weed.
That designer weed got him
Like,
stuck.
look, right? You see, man, this man right now about to
Sherlock.
compromising the weed with the tobacco.
I'm not compromising. I like spliffs.
That he's about to take outside.
Nothing's wrong with spliffs. Nothing's wrong with spliffs. If you smoke blunts, you technically smoke spliffs.
I'd say there's something wrong with spliffs on a weed show.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Because it's not a tobacco connoisseur show.
Man.
I'm a connoisseur of all things.
Avocado soda.
Because there's a thing. Here's the thing. This isn't
Chris,
your
the
normal
California
tobacco.
connoisseur
This
of
isn't your normal
cannabis.
tobacco. This is Amsterdam Shag, one of the finest tobaccos. This tobacco costs more than the regular tobacco. It's not so fucking nasty
Does it
ass
cost more than your
RJ
weed?
Reynolds shit. In some cases, yes.
How come it's not 50-50 tobacco and weed?
Well, because I haven't got done making it.
All right.
See? Y'all just sit there all up in my hand, worry about what the fuck I be doing over here. You know what I'm saying?
I take care of my hands and my hands are
Your hands are clean.
good.
So,
I haven't smoked the Gorilla Glue.
you haven't smoked the Gorilla
that's
Glue.
a
Tell
Gorilla.
us. We're going to roll that up. We did the Durban. That was the first thing we
roll it?
smoked. We did the designer weed. So this is...
Scissors?
Yeah, you gotta roll one. You
Yeah,
gotta
go.
roll.
Just do it with your head. Just say it out loud.
No, you gotta do it with the
You
hand.
gotta do the hands.
Do it with your mind.
It's
Like,
that.
do you?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, cool. Let's make it sure.
Alright.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
You would know I'd go for rock, wouldn't you?
Yeah. of
Yeah.
course.
Can't help
What's
it.
that your go-to? Is rock your go-to?
I mean, I'm just a hard person. It's not like
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you more?
paper makes sense.
You paper
Yeah,
fair. I
yeah,
see you on
yeah,
paper.
yeah.
I don't know what I'd
I
be.
stay with the loose sleeve, brother.
You seem like a
I don't
paper
know what
guy.
I'd be. I don't know. Should I be?
Fuck. Now people know, like when they play me in Rochambeau and shit. You know, like what to go for the first.
You know what I found out?
Look,
about
as
you?
far as the old man go,
No, I got
Rochambeau.
that.
as far as the old man go, as far as the marijuana program go, it'll never get canceled like the Roseanne show, because I
Ooh.
always win that Rochambeau. The flow damn dope. The flow like Conan, bro. Conan like.
I do Rochambeau till my whole hand gold.
Ooh.
I'm like Iron
Like
Fist.
Thanos.
I'm
Yeah,
like
there you
Iron
go.
Fist. My whole hand glow.
Ooh.
I might Iron Fist the tyrant bitch.
Ooh.
I'm higher
And
than
put my hand over her face just to silence shit.
Oh, and I'm
Wait,
higher
wait,
than
wait.
the island.
Problematic, guys.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm out here. I keep everything on video. See the
Keep
tape?
it up.
We
See
good.
the tape, we good. Yeah, I feel that one. Keep it all on video. So,
Yeah, everything's lovely.
album. Tell us where we can find it.
You can find it everywhere. It's Niko. Best hair in the biz.
Best shit on there.
You know
I
what it
got
is.
Currency on there. I
Show
got
me.
Styles P on there. I got Tego Calderon on there. I got
Oh, you mixing
Chasmere on
the
there. I
OG
got,
with tobacco.
It's just, it's fine.
yeah, man.
It's fine. It's
Fire.
be okay. We should have mixed the designer weed with it. Would that be?
I
Would
mean,
that
I'd
make it
say
feel
there's
better?
nothing with it but the OG.
Drake. South Strike.
OG.
That was, that's funny because that's just how black people talk when somebody say some shit that you like don't expect. You're like, what? What? That nigga? Or like,
You break out in falsetto?
oh yeah. When a black
That's a
person
Brazilian thing, too.
That's how I get when I'm worried that Nico's not getting food. Every time he like doesn't get food, I look at him. Oh, we're getting some fucking food.
Huh? What's wrong?
Remember the camera.
Oh yeah. Well, we remember that. I was talking to the people there because
Well, is this a podcast or a show?
it's a podcast, but we're gonna use video clips to push people to listen to the full podcast.
Well, if it's a podcast, you don't necessarily need to be looking at the.
I mean, yeah.
the
I
camera.
mean,
That's why I was asking.
I think.
Let me live.
Wondering what your POI
Y'all
was.
just, that's what this whole thing's about. Nobody's trying to let anybody live on the show right now.
Hell no, bro. I'm all about the death, bro.
We're not living.
You attain the quality of the weed, man.
So we're gonna, you know what?
You're
You guys,
compromising the herb.
You
You're
know what?
compromising the garden,
you
brother.
can compromise. Shut the fuck up.
Look at me like this. He got like an old Negro on the porch waving. Look at her when you're talking.
That's what you're gonna put in the green screen back there. We're gonna let's see. That's what we got.
Just
You gonna put Odiella?
I don't know.
You gonna put Odiella?
I don't know. It's gonna be back
when
here right
he dies,
now.
when they shoot
Whatever
Odiella,
I'm doing right now, I want you
Sitting
to
under
match
the
it
porch.
to us on the screen.
Sitting
Like people can't. If you're only listening to this, you won't be able to see what we're doing. But that's why you should fucking go watch this shit.
What's the YouTube?
What's the name?
What's the name?
That's
Oh,
what we
man.
did. We need to. Can we discuss that before we go? Let's.
It's your show,
Niko, as you're my first guest on this show. You're and Captain, my first guest.
This is a dry run.
So I want you guys to like here. Okay, so here's a couple of names that I thought of, but one of them was taken. The first name I thought of was Put It in the Air, but I realized someone else took that because that is very generic, easy.
It's a Talib Kweli song with DJ Quick.
Yeah.
Yes, but I could have got the rights to use that song because
You know?
I know Kweli. Wow, you know I do know him. I know him. Like I met him because like he heard how fresh I was as a comedian,
Kweli.
and he came to my show.
Cats looking more like dicks than the Washington Monument. That's that song.
He also did a song with Justin Timberlake, which sucks. Yes, Kweli, putting your shit on blast. That song sucks. He gonna wait. Somebody.
It's a contextual thing.
It's not a contextual
You also
thing.
mixing your weed with tobacco. So
Yeah.
how much can we trust you?
Yeah,
You could trust
your
Niko,
taste
I
is under
made sure you got
judgment.
home safely every time.
You have. You also mixed this great weed
You've
with
hit it
tobacco.
before too. No, you've hit it before. Don't act like you didn't smoke it. Don't
And
act
to
like
the credit, I don't
Don't
remember the
act like
song,
we-
but I remember the video being cool as fuck.
There was
there's
no
no such
for
thing
it.
as a cool as fuck video with Justin Timberlake.
What?
No such thing.
What?
No.
What's your
no.
issue with JT?
I'm 40 years old.
You don't
That's
like
my
Tustin
issue.
Timberlake?
That's my issue. I'm 40 years old. I'm a grown ass
You
man.
don't like Tustin?
I listen to music that my daughters don't like.
Okay.
Keep the sneaker.
Now. We put that in there.
Big five. All right. More than 5.
We're gonna take a break, y'all, and fire up some more shit. We'll come back and we're gonna decide the name. Niko, out now.
Kallous.
That's Niko is Cap. We Chris Riggins. We're having fun. I hope you guys are too. We're gonna talk about something else after we take a short break. I gotta take a shit.
Oh, no, man.
Right here.
Yo, thanks for tuning in to THChris today. Thanks to all of our guests. Shout out to Rob Fuegooo at the Green Door for helping us out on the indica sativa debate. He really gave us a lot of good insight. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's personal choice. Whichever you like. If you like indica, do it. If you like sativa, do it. Blend them both. It doesn't matter. Just enjoy good marijuana is what we're saying here. Shout out to my man Niko is and Kallous for coming through, talking with us, chatting with us, chopping it up and having a good time. Shout out mostly to the Green Door, really, for supplying us with the nice flowers that we could share and learn about and grow and all that good stuff. Hey, stay tuned for more THChris. We got a lot more in store. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be comedy sets. It's going to be everything, skits and all that. But on our way out, let's check out a little footage from last night with Talib, Kweli, and Niko is in Oakland at Yoshi's. Yo, thanks for tuning in. Holla back.
Since that day, nigga. Yeah, come on, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't fuck with you like that, but he was thinking
We hella high. We smoking a lot of good weed. My man Federico right here. You grow? Are you a grower?
He was missing.
He just has that fire
She
weed.
said my homegirl.
He's like, he'll turn down weed and then pull out his weed and smoke it just because it's better. And he's a Kush man.
I put on like Anakin.
What?
I'm damaging.
Damaging.
Ariel Nava, always Cameron.
Talking shit.
I used to react from a man named Cameron. He didn't understand him. I used to eat salmon with him. I used to jam with him, and then I took his hand.
I've been drinking.
I've been drinking.
Splitting the mind.
Oh my god. Don't ever take drinks from crowd.
And wait, but you just don't care. Throw your hands in the air. And wave like you care. Everybody now, throw your hands in the air. And wave like you just don't care. Throw your hands in the air. And wave like you care. Everybody say hell yeah. That went parade and party people